Good morning, Poet fans. I'm Lance Franny, Associate Athletic Director for Communications here at Whittier College, and I want to welcome you to another edition of our Alumni Feature Friday series. During these interviews, I meet with alumni weekly, discussing what they're doing now since graduation, what their experience was like being a student athlete at Whittier College, and any words or insight they might be able to give for those athletes who are currently attending Whittier or are planning on becoming poets. Today's segment features from the class of 2018, Melanie Rizzotti, who is a four-year letter winner on the women's lacrosse team. Melanie, welcome to the segment.
Thanks for having me, Lance.
Yeah, it's great to see you once again. I know it's been a while since I've chatted with you, but of course the first question I want to get to is, how has quarantine been with you and your family, and how have the fires been up there by you in Washington?
Quarantine has been, I think as good as it can be. I was laid off in March, but I really enjoyed having the time to slow down and do things that, I don't always have the time for. So like I have been doing a lot of hiking. I've done a lot of cooking and baking. I adopted a puppy. I ran my first half marathon, so I've been doing a lot.
Wow.
I've been really enjoying it. The fires were pretty crazy. But luckily where I live, we just had the smoke coming in. So our air quality was bad, but now that's all cleared up. So.
Okay, and have you been cooking and baking everything, or are there favorites that you have, or anything in particular?
Yeah, so I've definitely been doing a little bit of everything. I love trying new recipes. I've really been doing a lot of old family recipes with my dad. So we've been making a lot of homemade, authentic Italian food, which has been really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's talk about the puppy. Who is it? How old? What kind?
He's from a rescue in Oklahoma. So I flew to Oklahoma and brought him back. He was dumped on the side of the road with his siblings and then brought to the rescue. He's 6 months old, and I'm not really sure what kind of dog he is. He's white. We were told Great Pyrenees Husky, but our vet thinks he's like a golden lab. So I don't really know. He's a big boy though.
Wow. So were you pretty nervous having to fly all the way back over there to get it?
No, I did not. It was not a very popular destination.
Mm-hmm.
And I just took the last flight in and the first flight out. So I wasn't even there for 12 hours. And then I just self-quarantined and everything was fine. So.
Okay. Now let's talk about your experience, or let's take the second question. Since graduation 2018, talk to me about what you've been doing.
Yeah, so since I graduated, I moved back home to Seattle or the Seattle area. And I've been working at different gyms in Seattle, and I've also been coaching lacrosse. And that's something that I didn't anticipate doing, but it's something that I really enjoyed. So I'm the head JV lacrosse coach at a high school in Seattle, and then I just started coaching for a club team. And it's really cool to see how much lacrosse has grown in the area since I played, and just how the level of play is just increased. So I really, really like that.
Now, have you been able to play a little bit more, or do you miss the game?
Kind of. I think it's been a good transition for me to be a player to coaching. So I get that little fix of lacrosse, but I am not, my body, I am retired, so it's a good,
that happens to all of us.
Happy medium. Yeah.
Now let's talk about your experience attending Whittier College. You were a four-year letter winner in women's lacrosse. You graduated with a degree in sociology along with a minor in business administration. How did Whittier College prepare you for what you're doing now, or what you plan to do in the future?
Yeah, so I am gearing up to go back to school, and I really feel like Whittier provided me with a really solid foundation to continue my education. So, I was really challenged to think critically and to question, to be curious and be a lifelong learner. So I feel like I developed really good skills, and now I can apply those to the rest of my education.
Yeah, I mean, a liberal arts education, you think outside the box, make you question things around you, just like you were talking about Socratic seminar, where you come in and you pose the questions, and, you got to try and defend what you're talking about, and that's what's great about that for your college education, especially for you graduating with a degree in sociology.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Now, you played almost every position on the field while you were here. You were an attacker, midfielder. You even played some defense as well. And you also played under two coaches, Trish Bonagura and Sylvia Queener. do you feel that during your time wearing the purple and gold that you continue to get stronger as a player?
Absolutely. I think I feel really lucky that I was able to be coached under both, leaderships. And I think that they had different coaching styles and that I really benefited as a player being coached by them. And I think that, all the life lessons that you learn through sport and through playing lacrosse, that I am, a better person now because I was coached by Trish and Stacy and Sylvia and Emily. So yeah, it was definitely a very good experience overall for me.
Great. And a lot of these athletes, you're still talking to them even now.
Yeah. Some of my best friends, were my college teammates.
Okay,
So,
that's great.
yeah.
Now, you were also successful in the classroom. How were you able to balance everything when you were at Whittier College? Were you involved in any clubs, organizations? Were you able to, how were you able to do it all?
Yeah, I was involved in the Business Leadership Club and the Anthropology Sociology Club and, time management across the board. I had like a calendar in my room that I'd put all like my big dates on, and then like a weekly planner for all my school assignments, and then like my phone calendar to remind me of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was able to manage it all because I was scheduled out and organized, and I knew when I had free time. And, I would talk to my professors and say, like, this is the time I have to come to your office hours, or, these times don't work for me, but could you, and, the professors were very flexible and able to work with me with my schedules.
Of course. And now that kind of takes us to the last question, and you kind of touched upon that regarding the time management. Any words of advice for those athletes who are attending Whittier College right now, or any potential athletes who are planning on coming in to play? Any words, insight, how can they be successful being at Whittier College?
Yeah, I think Whittier is a very special place, and on the campus there are so many opportunities to be involved, and that the professors, the faculty, staff, coaches, everyone really is there to help you succeed. And as long as you take advantage of the resources that are on campus and the opportunities provided to you, then you'll have a great experience and you'll be successful.
Perfect. Well, Melanie, that's all the time we have here today for our Alumni Feature Friday with you. I want to thank you once again for joining me this morning on WCPoets.com. Make sure to tune in next week as we'll continue with our next Poet Primetime segment with our current and incoming Poet student athletes while releasing our next edition of our Alumni Feature Series. Melanie, once again, thank you so much for joining me. Stay safe up there in Washington, and hopefully we'll be able to catch up with you soon, and hopefully you'll be able to come visit Whittier College again.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Lance.